just as a challenge that this is a major task for them to do.
Yeah, oo. Bangod sa sining relasyon sa Convention Philippine Baptist Churches kay CPU, ang mga bata sa mga pastor di sir libre aton tuition diri sa pag-eskwela. Ano imo assessment sina paabuton sa mga aton yung mga kapastoran bangod nga pigado man sila?
I think it is important that we need to support the pastors, and many churches they don't have enough resources to pay the pastors enough funds so that they can pay for their children's education. So I think this relationship should be maintained. I think at this point in time there are about 146 students here, pastors' children that receives this financial aid. We should continue this. However, that's why this what I mentioned comes in. There should be strong efforts by the corporation, whether they're members of the convention or non-members of the convention, to seek out outside resources so that we can continue this support not only of the faculty and staff dependents, but also the pastors' dependents. As we convert more people to our Baptist faith, we need more pastors, and the more pastors we need, the more support we need for these dependents. So we don't want eventually to come to a point where we don't have resources anymore. So that's why we need to elect corporation members who really understand why they are members of the corporation.
Kaga maintindihan nila ang ina nga heritage naton sa relasyon naton isa kag isa. Sir, may luya ko di ipamangkot sa imo, may mga madamo subong negative criticisms nanungod nga ang mga pastors diri sa Central Philippine University nga empleyado diri mga lapit 40 ka bilog, siling sang iban hindi nagakadapat nga mo nakadamo dira ang mga pastor, siling sang iban nami man nga damo dira ang pastor. Anong imong paminsaro nanungod sini?
I think the number is not critical in this case. What they do is important. So there are pastors who are trained to do other things. So if they're trained to teach social science, then really being a pastor is not a problem. If they're trained to minister to the students and they're doing it, then it's not a problem. But if they're trained as a ministers and work as a minister and they don't do their job, then that's a problem. So it would be nice too that we have more pastors that are trained for different areas, as long as they do their job accordingly. And that's true with other background too. You know, when you're an engineer or an accountant, as long as you do your job, it doesn't matter what your former degree is in. You could be like you're trained as an accountant, but then you choose to be a minister. You decided that's the calling for you. So you could have taught in accountancy because you are qualified, although you may need a master's degree. But whatever influences you more, that you feel that that's the most important thing you want to do, then do it. So the complaint is focused more on the numbers than rather who are not really doing their job. That should be the focus. Maybe we have a few that are not doing their job, and that's why we want to know who. And we want to make sure that they understand that why they are here and how we can encourage them to do a better job.
Katahong gid sir sa sina nga hambal nimo. Sir, sa imong pagka-career diri sa CPU, siguro siling mo gina, you have to walk your talk. And dapat nang example kita. Na-consider mo sir imo kagalingan bilang presidente nga spiritual head man sa sining university?
I think my role more is not as a spiritual head, but rather a driving force for our people who are concerned with our spiritual life to do their job, because I'm doing a lot of things at the same time, and I cannot focus on a single thing to do, but I live my life the way I've been doing. I'm not going to change just because I am the president of the Central Philippine University. It's up for somebody to judge whether what I'm doing is in line with what I talk. And I'll do what I feel is best for the university. And that's where I need the chaplain's office to lead in this regard because they are trained for this. I am not.
With regards sa sir, ano ang ginatulok mo nga pagbago sa CPU nanungod sa aton nga spiritual life? Kaga siguro siling mo mga partner ang opisina sa chaplain's office and other pastors diri sa campus, pero padulong sa ano nga klase nga environment.
This is an area where I'd like the chaplain's office to do the initiative because you are trained for it. I'm not. And but what I'd like to do also is look at your plans and how you are going to accomplish that. I'm giving the chaplain's office the authority to come up with a plan and implement it. That's what I mentioned to Pastor Iskubin. So I said, why don't you meet with everybody in the chaplain's office and come up with those ideas? I think you can do a better job than me.
Yeah. Ati sige sir, salamat gid. Siguro mamangkot ko sir, kamusta ang inyong family life? Diri ka mo sa una sa Philippines, then dito sa US. Subong imo bata to na sa UCLA, no? Nagaga-teach. Kamusta ang imong kabuhi bilang isa ka pamilya?
Well, it is a big change coming from life where you can say it's almost stressless. And you worry about yourselves and your family, and of course we do a lot of outreach. We were active in medical missions to the Philippines, and in fact I will be involved in one next year. So I look at myself as doing what God has commanded, love your neighbors, and I do it in any way I can. And I think reaching out to communities, helping in whatever way, whether directly myself or helping other people accomplish what they want to do for the community, I will keep doing that. So coming year made us think more about many different aspects of our life here. It's a little more complicated than what we used to be, but we will be spending a lot of time interacting with different kinds of community outreach, whether it is through our university or through organizations outside the university. We will be working with the church also as an ex officio member of the University Church Council. I'm always present in the discussions about how best the church can serve the university. And of course, being president of CPU, I have to deal with facilities also of the church. So now I'm thinking not only about the university, but the university church and those other extra, you may call it extracurricular because it's outside the sphere of the university, helping other organizations complete their mission, planned mission, whether it's for that week, that day, or that year. I would be happy to help them out.
Yeah. Katapusan siguro sir nga pamangkot, ano iluyag mo iambal sa aton nga mga estudyante sa CPU, sa ilang nanungod sa ilang espirituano pagkabuhi, kag sa aton nga mga faculty and staff?
I think it is important that we as the staff or faculty should be models for our students, because the only way we can have an impact on their lives is we live a life as exemplified by the teachings of Christ. And no matter how much we preach to them, if we don't do what we preach, then it won't matter. We will be wasting our time. And that should be the beginning. And we should look at our religions and ethics class, because that's where we touch most of them. Let's re-examine this and see, is this the effective way of teaching our students, relating them to the teachings of Christ? Or can we do a better job? And I wish that we will do this regularly and determine whether we are effective in what we are doing or not.
Okay sir, thank you very much gid sa imo time nga ginatag sa aton sa sining programa. And hopefully sa siling nimo abri ang imo administrasyon kag tanan nga mga concerned alumni, staff and students makakarisi mo kung makaistorya